Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. Right now I'm just tightening this chain, or I just did. It's good now. And this guy needs a whole new chain because she's in rough shape. Always make sure your brake is off if you're going to take off the hub for your chain. By the way, I learned that the hard way. Where is my tool? Oof, this hasn't been off in a while. Okay, so today I've got like a ton of work to do around the property. And yeah, this video is going to look a little bit different because there's kind of something that I've been wanting to mention here on my channel that I don't really talk about. And a lot of you guys see me go out on camping trips, and there's a lot of different reasons why people camp, you know, to get away from the city. I clearly don't have that issue. I don't live in the city, so I'm really lucky that way. But mainly I get out there because I like to get out into nature. I like enjoying nature. I like the simplicity that comes with camping. You have everything you need with you on your back. No fancy gear or gadgets, or, well, maybe you have fancy gear and gadgets, but, you know, basically you have the essentials that you need and that's it. And a big part of that for me is not only enjoying that simplicity and like the fundamental skills that you need to be out there, but like just practicing wilderness skills is a big part of it for me. I've always had this dream that I wanted to live like the natives. Always, since I was a kid, and I grew up riding horses and stuff, and I would never use a saddle because I was just, that was always my outlook on life, was like, man, I'd love to live close to the land, to appreciate nature and live in conjunction with it. Now obviously that is not the way of the world. That is not the way the world works, and we can no longer really live like that anymore, truly. Like, you're going back a couple hundred years if you want to live that way now. But I still think that there's some important aspects of it that we should all take on. Especially for, wow, this has not been changed in a long time. Holy. Brandon and I have been making a shift towards not necessarily becoming self-sufficient or self-reliant, but but essentially working towards goals that prepares us for difficult times. And throughout this video, I'll kind of talk a little bit about what that means for us. I think it looks different for everybody, and I think that's a good thing. Oh my gosh, this is dirty. But yeah, let's change this chain, because oh my goodness, it's bad, and clean this saw up a bit. I've got some work that I got to do around the house, so we're gonna do that, and hopefully you guys want to join me. So this is my little Husqvarna saw, and I really like it because it's light, but it's not overly powerful, which is probably a good thing for me. Wow, that's nasty. This is so satisfying. Alright, let's get this chain off. Chain for this guy. Oh yeah. Is there anything more satisfying than a new chain? Nope. This bar is in really good shape. That's good. Looks good. So I want to tighten this just a little bit so I can still adjust the chain. Tension. There we go. Looks good. Alright, so I'm going to start with 62. Tends to get heavy on me pretty quick. So then I'll run the little guy, and the little guy should get run a bit anyways in a bit. But I'll start with the 62. I'll just start taking out, there's like little trees everywhere that we really want to clean up. We want to clean up in our little forest as well, so I'm just gonna, a little bit every day. See this one? All the branches are leading the wrong way right towards the power lines. But that tree's not even tall enough to reach the power lines, and it's like not going anywhere anyways. That's why I wasn't too worried about it, but I'll just grab the tractor and give it a little shove. Okay, so hubby's gonna give me a hand with this one. You can see that. He's just gonna put a little bit of pressure on the tree so it doesn't fall back towards because it's leaning towards the road right now, and towards the hydro lines. So he's just gonna put a little bit of pressure on it so it doesn't go back on me, and we'll drop it. And he'll give it a nice little shove once I make my back cut. Okay, so I wanted to continue my thoughts from earlier just a little bit. That fire doesn't look like it's gonna go. Might have to throw some gas on it. Basically, I have this idea where I kind of want to pivot the channel just a little bit. I still want to go camping. I'm still gonna have camping videos. It's very fundamental to what I do and what I enjoy. So the camping scene is not gonna leave this channel. But that being said, I definitely want to make a pivot towards not necessarily homesteading, because I don't ever plan to have like a legitimate homestead, but there are some skills that I want to learn, and there's a lot of things that I want to do and encompass within this channel that just kind of round out the way we actually live. The world scene, for anyone paying attention, is definitely changing. Everything is deteriorating. Society itself is deteriorating, in my opinion. And I'm not normally like doom and gloom, like, hey, I love ignoring it as much as the next guy. But at the same time, I have a family. We have a family, I should say, Brandon and I. We're on the same page with this kind of stuff. We feel it's extremely important that we get prepared as much as we can for hard times. Weather patterns are getting unpredictable and crazy all around the world. Civil unrest, food shortages. And so I think these are really, really real things, and I normally don't like to get too personal on the channel. But that's kind of something that we would like to get prepared for. So all that being said, we cannot go completely off grid. We cannot be completely self-sufficient. It's just not, it's not something that we can do realistically unless we literally go back 200 years to living that way. But what we can do is little things here and there that can help us to be prepared and be a little bit more self-sufficient, at least for a period of time. For example, where we actually live, we have one main highway that feeds the community in which we live in. And if anything goes wrong on that highway, we're not getting food in this town. That could be a bridge going down with like an earthquake or some kind of other natural disaster. That could be some civil unrest where, you know, a highway gets shut down. And if that's for any length of time, we just have no food coming in and out of here. In terms of things that aren't drastic that we can do, is right now we can stock up a little more food without hoarding and without being ridiculous about it. Having like a year's worth of food stocked up, getting sales whenever you can on canned items or things that will last, that you can make a lot of things with, like flour, all your baking ingredients, things like rice and oats and things like that that can just last a really long time. It's not a bad idea to stock up on. So we've been doing some things like that just to help prepare for, you know, our family can have a little bit to eat for quite a long time if things were to shut down. Another thing that I've been changing as far as like habits to adopt is working more on my physical strength. I want to be able to have the physical strength as well as the mental strength to get my family through something. I've been working out more. We've been rock climbing as a family, and that's really been helping us to stay physically active and just busy. And I think just being busy is a really important aspect of our mental health as well. If you got nothing to do or you're procrastinating constantly, that can really weigh on you, and then it just gets harder and harder to do anything at that point. And this kind of brings me back to like going out on camping trips and stuff. Going out to practice fire making and practice shelter building, even learning foraging and stuff is something that I really want to start doing a little bit more. I'm also going to be starting to have a garden. I'm not going to have like this crazy jungle garden in my backyard like a lot of homesteaders do. That's just not something that I feel that I can do right now, maybe in the future. But right now, I just want to start with like learning how to garden. I've had a garden before, but it was very small, and I didn't do much to keep it up. And even once the end of the season came, I didn't really know how to can anything or like preserve anything. So that's another skill that I really want to learn. That's going to help along with like just being prepared. Same with our house. Like we don't have a solar, off-grid, crazy, unattainable lifestyle for most people. We're just doing little things. Like we have multiple sources of heat. We have our wood stove, which thankfully we have a tree business, so we get tons and tons of wood to be able to burn all throughout the year. So that's like a free resource for us. But we also have an extremely efficient heating system where we have radiant floor heating. That has been so cheap. We're lucky enough to have natural gas where we are. We built an ICF home, which is extremely efficient. We don't lose a lot of heat. We don't have a lot of drafts. We don't have any of that to worry about. Like we've got a very efficient home. So that's part of also like, yeah, we have a brand new home. Is that technically simplifying? Maybe not to everyone, but to us it is. We're becoming more efficient, where things don't cost as much money. We're both self-employed. We don't have pensions. We don't have anything like that to set us up for later. So that brings me also around to like the importance of community and family. And just all these things, like I think it just hits you one day when you're older and our kids are growing up, and it's just like all this stuff really starts to get important at one point in your life. Yeah, I just thought I would talk about it in today's video. So those are the things that me and my family are doing to prepare for difficult times. So part of what I wanted to do today is just like get a little bit more work in with the chainsaw. All the trees went where I wanted them to go, so that's good. Burnt up all the cardboard we needed to get rid of. Got my chain on my chainsaw switched out, that's good. I was planning on burning some of this, but that's not happening right now. Just for the hell of it, I'm gonna get this guy going too. I don't think I've started it all winter, so it might be good to get it going. Let it run a bit, warm it up. Ooh. When it does that, you hear it like it's just about to go, you can drop the choke and then start it normally. Ooh, doesn't like that. Warm up a bit. Alright, can I just say one thing? Don't normally criticize. But oh my gosh, the amount of people that I see chopping like this, where they just keep this like hand up here, like all these chicks that post like half naked thumbnails, and then they go to chop wood and they're like, eh. That kills me, man. I just can't. I can't do it. No one gets a full swing in, and I don't understand. Like, that is not how you chop wood. Anyways, I just had to say that. I just find it so hilarious. I don't know. Maybe I'm luckier than most. I got to practice this stuff growing up. Whew. Everything's just a little damp.